you were to have a superpower, what superpower would you choose? This is a table talk with Lale. And as always, we talk about everything trending, sensitive issues. Those topics you can't talk about. We do the talking for you. And we say your mind sometimes, or we don't. Anyway, today in the studio, I have MJ with me. And MJ, I always love it when you're here with me. Last time I was flying solo, and right now, having you, it feels so good. Welcome, MJ.
Always a pleasure being here. Always a pleasure talking, having this table talk.
Yeah, I know. Okay, quick question, MJ. If you were to have a superpower, what superpower would you choose?
The ability to generate money, if that was a superpower.
Is that a superpower?
I've never seen it in any of the Marvel or DC comics, but that would be a cool one to have. Just knowing that I can have money whenever I want to have money.
Okay. All right, no problem. So let's dive right into the matter for today, yeah? So really, there's this tweet I saw sometime this week, I think, or last week. And it was this man saying that how schools are giving awards to pupils in creche, pre-nursery, kindergarten. Let me just call it kindergarten, so that people will understand what I'm trying to say. Is our educational system failing? Because it is still the same as it used to be. Because don't get me wrong. I'm asking you the question, MJ. Although we don't have kids, but then we used to be kids. We know how it used to be in our days. We're just saying how, you're like, your parents are coming to get your result and you're already like, oh my God, help me. And these days you see, except maybe these children went for a spelling bee competition or a quiz competition and they won. And maybe, this is the school's way of saying, oh, thank you very much for your work so far. And they've been an absolute, good student all through the term. I don't know what's up with kindergartens getting award, creche getting award. And that is not even the painful part. What is graduating from pre-nursery to nursery? I don't get it. Please, my accent is coming into this. Please don't mind it. I don't understand graduating from pre-nursery to nursery. I don't get it. Those days, the only time you graduate, maybe when you're moving from primary school to secondary, and then maybe eventually you're leaving secondary school to higher institution. But nowadays, like literally every class is graduating from school. What have they achieved? I'm not saying that these kids aren't trying and they shouldn't be appreciated. But are we pampering them too much? Are we doing too much? For me, I just feel the schools are just trying to please the parents.
It's a quite different situation we have now with the education than we had, say, some 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. And the first question is our education system failing? Yes, it is failing. It is very evident that our education system is failing. We have not paid so much attention to education at the highest level, the colleges, universities, the high schools, the junior high schools, and then the primary school. So it's failing, right? Because even at the university level now, you see schools reducing the cutoff marks. That is to show you that our educational system is failing, Formerly, you need to maybe get a 200 in JAM.
Yeah, or something.
And then maybe a 250 in your post-UTME or 220 thereabouts to get a good course to study. Now you see schools having cutoff marks of like 140, 130, and the JAM cutoff has moved from 200 to 180. I don't even know where it is right now. So our education system is failing, and it starts from the bottom. And, with a lot of private schools, because the government has failed to put the public education system where it should be, it gave way for private individuals to come in and, try to do their best they could.
Yes.
And at some point, the private schools were really up there. They cared about the education. But now it feels like many of the private institutions care about other things, not really the education. Of course, they have fantastic teachers, they have good facilities, labs and all of those kind of things that are not available in the public schools. But, it seems like they are more concerned with many more things, because sometimes when you hear about the fees that parents pay for children in kindergarten, it would blow. I know a school around where I live that charges over 350,000
Oh my goodness.
for a child in kindergarten. A child that doesn't even know how to spell his or her name. 350, over 350 per term. And then when you ask for the breakdown, you start hearing that the school uniform costs 15,000 because it's a foreign material that is being imported. How does that affect the academics of the child? You're importing your material from wherever, Turkey or America, and you sell it, you charge parents 15,000 for the school uniform. How does that affect the academics of a child? I know another school, the necktie for the guys, for the boys, the school uniform cost 4,000 naira each for one
child.
Just the necktie alone, not talking about the shorts or the shirt. So because of the amount of money the parents pay for these kids, the schools are being careful not to get on the bad side of the parents. So they try to do whatever they can to please the parents. And that includes giving all these awards and all these gifts for things that are not related to academics, not on an academic level. When we went to school, primary school, nursery school, secondary school, if you got an award, you are damn sure it was based on your academic performance or on your character.
Exactly.
Those were the
your
key
character.
things. But now everybody goes home with an award. Everybody goes home with a gift.
I know this is
just so the parents are happy and come back next term. He's a guy calling.
Okay, I know this is not a comedy show, but come on, what would an award? Okay, we're giving an award to the best laughing student. He laughed the best in class. Like, unnecessary. I attended my nephew's graduation. Unnecessary awards. Very unnecessary. Really. I'm so pained because I know someone will be like, why is she so pained? I'm really pained because these awards are unnecessary. They are just trying to please the parents of these kids. That's just it. And most schools these days are just into it for business.
Yeah.
Like, literally anybody can own a school now.
Yeah.
Just look for an uncompleted building or something like that, and then you started your school.
And the grading system now is different. When we went to school, we knew who was top of the class.
Yeah.
Was, the standard student. We knew who was coming in second place, third place.
Oh my goodness.
Now all of those have been abolished, and they give you reasons why. And for some parents, it looks like
kind of makes sense. Yeah, for them it makes sense.
You don't want to put these kids up
under
against each other.
pressure.
You don't want to put them
under
pressure and all of that. But what we fail to understand is a good reward system gives you something to look up to, gives you a target, gives you something to aim at, and that is maybe one way for you to improve yourself. Now, even in the workplace, if you know that if you are found to be good at this job for the next 3 years, and then you get promoted to a level of a senior staff, it makes you put in your extra, to want to reach that level. If you know that if you work as a senior staff for the next 5 years, you could become a manager. It makes you put that extra effort because you want to attain something. The reward system is good in every area of life. But when you take away that and you make everybody feel like they're doing okay, when they're really not doing okay, it makes the kids relaxed and they don't put in so much effort to want to be the best they can be academically. They see it as okay, the barest minimum is okay. At the end of the day, all the students would move into the next class. You hardly see any kid repeating class
again.
You see all the kids moving to the next class, whether they're averaging 70 over 100, whether they're averaging 20 over 100, they just move into the next class.
They all get promoted.
And what that tells you, if a kid averages 30 over 100, it means that the kid doesn't really know what you have taught him. It's not really understood what you've taught him. But then you don't care about it. You move into the next class and teach him something else.
Yeah.
That gives the kid a faulty foundation going forward that would inarguably or inevitably affect the kid in the long run. So our education system is definitely not as good as it was before.
It is really failing because the grading system is more like, I don't know if it's for all schools, because instead of making like, okay, this is the first position, the second and the third, it's more like, oh, you're a diamond, you're a silver, you're a ruby. or we don't want to pressure the kids. We don't want too much pressure. And just like you said, we don't want competition between the. But then, life is a competition, man. If you don't have something pushing you to do better, you won't do better. If you don't have anything telling you, okay, I need to pass, I need to do this, I need to do better than I did last time, you don't even know where you are. You're just seeing diamond on your result. You're just seeing stars. You're just seeing ruby. You're just seeing silver. Because it's really
and this is very crucial moments in the life of these kids, because these are the formative years.
Exactly.
And somehow we pamper these kids, and we don't want to make them feel bad. We don't want to put them under pressure. We don't want to stir up competition. And then somehow we hope that they grow up to become excellent kids, excellent people rather, in the society. It doesn't work that way, Excellent.
Eventually, when they get to the university, now nobody's pushing you,
Yeah.
It's all you. You decide if you're going to class or not. You decide if you're reading or not.
Excellent people, or I think it was Muhammad Ali who said about being successful, is doing these things that you do not want to do to get what you want at the end of the day, pushing yourself to the limits, So when you make a kid feel like 40% is okay, because we call him Emerald or Ruby, 30% is okay, that kid graduates from maybe the high school and then goes into university, tries to do the same thing, and then when he comes out into the real world and the work market, carries the same mentality. The kid does not aspire to be excellent because he feels like whatever I do, it is okay, it is acceptable, don't put me under pressure.
Yeah.
But then you see those who have been put through that process, always aiming to be the best, Exactly. And it shows in the work that they do. So I think maybe we should have a rethink in our education system, and it needs to start with the government.
And also our parents, honestly.
Yeah, parenting has become something else.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to talk about it some other time.
Exactly, because now the schools are just trying to please the parents. They're just
you don't even know if you blame the schools
or the parents.
Because even some schools who try to do what we are used to from the years before, some parents get angry.
Exactly. You see a parent now dressing to school, matching. Why did you
saying my child cannot repeat this?
My child cannot repeat. Why did you repeat my child? But it is your child's score.
You see?
And those days, my father, oh my God, bless his soul, he would repeat you. He doesn't care how much he has to pay for the class again. He doesn't mind. Like, all of my siblings, we all repeated. All of us, like every single one of us. And guess what? Once you repeat, you pick up. You do better because your friends are gone. So you just have to do better. So your class, your friends are in primary 1 and you're still in nursery 3. Oh my God, you should be ashamed.
No.
But these days, they don't even want their kids to repeat. Promote him, send him forth. You can't keep him back. You can't.
They call it pressure.
They call it pressure. Okay, guys, it's quite unfortunate that we have to end this conversation here. It's really a very sensitive topic, and it's really an interesting one. But I don't know what you guys think. Should children be repeated when they fail a class? Or should you just send them? You don't want to waste money. I don't know what you think, but I would like to know in the comment section down below. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to get more content like this. And please leave a comment. Do take care.